Henry Nowak was a kind, thoughtful and much-loved young man, and this has understandably been devastating for his parents, for his family and everybody who knew him. And I have seen the body cam footage. It's harrowing, and I have to say, as a father of a 17-year-old boy, I felt sick watching it. It is absolutely right that the IOPC are looking at this. There are clearly serious questions that need to be addressed, not least how accusations of racism informed the decision-making in this case. But my thoughts, I'm sure the thoughts of everybody in the country, are with Henry's family. His life has been stolen, and they are understandably devastated, and that is where I start on this.
Henry said he'd been stabbed 4 times. The policeman said, "I don't think so, mate," handcuffed him, and he died. What's going on? Are police too afraid of being seen as racist to ignore a dying white student? What lessons can we learn from this?
The body cam footage is really harrowing. It is a really, really hard piece of footage to watch and to hear those exchanges and to think of that young man in those circumstances. As I say, I felt sick watching it. It was really difficult to watch, and anybody who's seen it will have gone through, I think, exactly the same emotion. It is really important to acknowledge, therefore, that are searching questions for the police that are going to have to be answered. The IOPC is obviously carrying out its investigation. It's right that they're given all that they need to get to the bottom of this. But I do think included in that will have to be this question of how accusations, allegations of racism informed or fed into the decision-making in that particular case, because it is impossible to watch that footage and not appreciate that those questions absolutely have to be answered. It's impossible to watch that footage and not think, first and foremost, of Henry's family and friends and everybody who knew him.
In terms of political reaction, Kemi Badenoch, the Tory leader, has called it a Stephen Lawrence moment, suggesting we need an inquiry, maybe, like the Macpherson inquiry into the Met Police, of course. Nigel Farage, the Reform UK leader, has said the response should be pure, cold rage. What's your response to these two different reactions?
Well, I think Nigel Farage's reaction is the wrong reaction. And I start my answer to your question through the eyes of the family. They have said they do not want this whipped up. They have been through the most extraordinary, awful experience. They don't want this whipped up. And Nigel Farage is completely wrong to use this to try and create division. He would be wrong in any circumstances. But when Henry's family are saying, please don't do that, it's our son, then really, as politicians, as human beings, we should start where they start. And that's where I start.
And a wider inquiry?
Well, I think it's important the IOPC do their work first. But I'm not saying there shouldn't be a wider inquiry. Of course I'm not. But I think the first thing is to make sure we get the answers to the questions the IOPC are looking at.
And the final question on the Mandelson files released yesterday. If your government is so committed to transparency, why do you use disappearing messages functioning on your WhatsApps, on your phone, and how long have you done it for?
Well, let me assure you, I've complied with the humble address. All the messages I hold have been passed over. I went through the same process as everybody else, and many people, not just in politics, use disappearing messages. Thank you.
Thank you.